So I'm filming a hair routine video, hence the wet hair. So tickets for IMATS New York City are already available, so I figured I would do a video about my experience, how to make sure you have a lot of fun and you have an effective shopping trip, assuming you're going to buy things. I am 95% sure that I will not be attending IMATS this year, but I'm going to leave that to the end of this video, so there will be timestamps in the description box. I bought tickets for both Saturday and Sunday because they gave you a discounted price, but I don't see that on their website anymore, so I don't know if they're not doing that anymore. But on Saturday, it started at 8:30. I got there at approximately 7:30, and I left my house much earlier than that because I don't live within Manhattan. And the line was already extremely, extremely long. So if you're not going to IMATS for the makeup discounts, then it doesn't really matter if you get there early or not. You can just stroll in at noon and have a great time. But if you're going there for the makeup discounts, I suggest getting there extremely early because that's just a line to get into the venue. There's going to be an even longer line depending on what brand you're going for inside. So for me, my main objective was Lime Crime. I had a whole list of things that I wanted to buy from Lime Crime, and I managed to get everything I wanted, but the line inside was insane. It was at a minimum an hour and a half wait, and it was just crazy, and people would try to cut you, not purposely, but I guess they didn't realize that the line would go on, and at some point it went outside and then wrapped back in a really weird way, and a lot of people would just kind of skip over you because they thought that the line couldn't possibly be that long, but it was. So there are security guards there to kind of keep people in check, but it was really crazy. It was a really long wait of just standing there. So wearing comfortable shoes is extremely important. People dress up a lot for IMATS, which is really interesting. You'll see people with like mega high heels, but if you're going for the makeup discounts, you're going to be standing on a line for a really long time. My next tip is this is a tricky tip to explain, but when I went the second day, I picked up a lot of things from Lime Crime, but I also picked up a lot of things from Sugar Pill, and I noticed that they were running very low on a lot of their items, especially Sugar Pill. So the next day on Sunday, I met a group of girls who decided to go on Sunday instead of Saturday because they wanted to beat the crowd, and I told them that a lot of the products that they were looking for might already be sold out. And they were just like, oh, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure the company has different inventory for each day, which would make sense. But it turns out that I later ran back into them once we were inside at the Sugar Pill counter, and a lot of things were sold out. So they didn't keep inventory for 2 separate days, which would have been a smart thing. So if you're deciding to go on Sunday to beat the crowds, make sure you contact one of the reps from the companies to make sure that things aren't sold out that second day. Otherwise, just go the first day, because to be honest, I don't feel like there was a huge difference between Saturday and Sunday's crowds. Lime Crime had the same exact line it did the first day. The only difference is that the Sunday shows usually start at like 10:30, I believe. At least it was last time. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're going for the makeup discounts, get there early. So that's just something to keep in mind. I didn't notice a really huge difference on Saturday and Sunday. I thought it was just as packed. Because if you're going on Sunday to avoid crowds from Saturday, there's bound to be a ton of other people who are doing the same exact. Now, if you're going for the beauty gurus, again, there's going to be really long lines. The best thing to do if you're going to meet them is to check their Twitter, because they always mention what booth they are in, when they just entered. Like standing near the entrance, and not the entrance where you're checking in, where you're getting your wristband. It's a little bit more inside the venue. So the best thing to do is to have your phone by your side, check on Twitter, see where they are when they've arrived, because that's the easiest way of getting on the front of the line. Because yes, lines do form in order to meet these beauty gurus. So I met Ingrid from Miss Glamorazzi. I met It's Blondie. Who else did I meet? I met Carly, which was insane. That line was crazy. So I was really lucky that I had friends already waiting in the line, and they were like, and I was like, oh, I'll wait with you guys. And somehow I just, even though I was going to leave prior to the beauty gurus getting there, I kind of managed to be there at the right time. So just be aware that if there's someone you're dying to meet because you love their videos, there's going to be a line for it, especially if they're a particularly popular beauty vlogger. It's going to happen, and sometimes the lines would just wrap around like the whole warehouse, and it was insane, especially for like Jaclyn Hill and Nicole Guerrero. It was crazy. I didn't wait in those lines. Like, I was like, I cannot. Especially, and a lot of times they'll be in booths like Sigma, or they'll be in like Morphe brushes. Like, they'll be in certain places, and that's when you know a line is definitely going to form if it's based on a company's little booth thing. So do I feel IMATS is worth the price? Yes. Yeah, so I thought it was worth it. I think you should definitely have a lot of money saved up, because even though there's good discounts, it adds up very quickly. So I'll link my IMATS haul down below, because I bought an insane amount of stuff. I set my budget to $250, and I went way over budget. I went so over budget because it's so tempting when you see things and you're passing by these booths and people are just grabbing and you're just like, oh, look at all this pretty stuff. So I would keep in mind what you want so you don't get strayed away, and also just having a lot of money there is a good. So I won't be attending IMATS because I haven't been saving up quite like I did last year. Last year, as I said, I set aside a lot of money, and I had a lot of time to save up, because tickets are available now, but they usually sell out within a month. So by February they're usually sold out, and IMATS doesn't start till April. So I had a lot of time going for me, but now I feel like it's cutting it too close. I don't need a lot of makeup. I have enough as it is, which is nowhere near like the size of a lot of beauty gurus. But for me, it's too big. I'm running out of space for things, and I don't think it's smart for me to pay $60 each day, which is ridiculous on its own, and then pay even more money once I'm inside for things that I don't necessarily need. But that I might be in the area because I want to run into some friends that I know are still going. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you're going to IMATS, good luck and have fun, and let me know down below your experiences or what you're curious about. Bye guys!